California, the land of sunshine and dreams. But a shadow fell across the Golden State, a chilling presence stalked the night. He was a phantom, a whisper of fear. He was the Golden State Killer. From 1974 to 1986, a wave of terror gripped California. A predator lurked in the shadows. He invaded homes, shattering lives and leaving behind a trail of fear and despair. No one felt safe. He was a nightmare come to life. His crimes, as brutal as they were baffling, left communities reeling. The Golden State Killer became a chilling enigma, his motive as elusive as his true identity. He seemed unstoppable, the embodiment of terror itself. It began quietly, insidiously, a prowler in the night. The East Area Rapist, as he became known, terrorized the Sacramento suburbs. His victims were women, home alone or with their children. He would stalk them for weeks, learning their routines, exploiting their vulnerabilities. He would enter their homes silently, often cutting phone lines and disabling lights. His victims, trapped in their own homes, faced unimaginable terror. He would bind, blindfold, and threaten them, sometimes for hours. His crimes, fueled by a dark and twisted need for control, escalated in violence. The East Area Rapist cast a long shadow. Fear became a constant companion for many. The East Area Rapist vanished in 1979. But the terror didn't end. It evolved. A new name, even more sinister, sent chills down the spines of Californians: the original Night Stalker. Gone were the days of solely targeting women. The original Night Stalker preyed on couples. His attacks, brutal and seemingly random, spread fear across a wider geographical area. He was no longer content with just instilling fear. He craved something more sinister. He bludgeoned his victims, shot them in cold blood. The brutality of his crime shocked even seasoned investigators. The Golden State, once a symbol of hope and promise, now trembled under the weight of his darkness. The investigation was sprawling. Law enforcement agencies across California joined forces. They chased down leads, interviewed countless individuals, and desperately sought a pattern in the seemingly random attacks. But the Golden State Killer was a ghost. He left little evidence behind. His DNA, collected from crime scenes, provided no match in any database. Years turned into decades, and the case went cold. The victims, forever scarred, waited for justice. The families of those murdered clung to hope, praying for the day their loved one's killer would be brought to justice. But the Golden State Killer remained an enigma, a chilling reminder that some monsters walk among us, hidden in plain sight. Decades passed. The case files gathered dust, but the memory of the Golden State Killer lingered. Then in 2018, a breakthrough. The advent of genetic genealogy, a revolutionary new forensic tool, offered a glimmer of hope. Investigators uploaded the Golden State Killer's DNA profile to GeneMatch, a public genealogy database. A match was found, a distant relative of the killer. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. The net was closing in. Finally, after 40 long years, investigators had a name: Joseph James DeAngelo, a 72-year-old former police officer living a seemingly ordinary life in Citrus Heights, California. The monster had a face. The arrest of Joseph James DeAngelo sent shockwaves through America. The man who had haunted California for decades was finally caught. The news brought a mixture of relief, disbelief, and a thirst for justice. In 2020, DeAngelo pleaded guilty to 13 counts of murder and numerous other charges related to his reign of terror. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The sentence brought a sense of closure, but the scars of his crimes ran deep. The Golden State Killer case stands as a stark reminder of the human capacity for evil, but it also highlights the unwavering dedication of law enforcement and the power of technology in the pursuit of justice. With DeAngelo behind bars, the survivors of his attacks found their voices. They shared their stories of survival, resilience, and the long journey to healing. Their courage in confronting their past helped others come to terms with their own trauma. The families of those murdered finally had answers. They faced DeAngelo in court, confronting the man who had stolen their loved ones from them. Their victim impact statements were heartbreaking testaments to the enduring power of love and loss. The Golden State Killer case is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Even in the face of unimaginable horror, hope and resilience can prevail. The capture of Joseph James DeAngelo left the world asking, who was this man? How could a seemingly ordinary individual commit such horrific acts? While we may never fully comprehend the darkness that drove him, understanding his past is crucial. DeAngelo was a former police officer, a fact that sent chills down the spines of those who had hunted him for so long. He used his knowledge of law enforcement tactics to evade capture, blending into the background and living a double life. His crimes, fueled by a need for power and control, left an indelible mark on California. The Golden State Killer case serves as a stark reminder that monsters can hide in plain sight, their true nature concealed behind a veneer of normalcy. The Golden State Killer case is a dark chapter in California's history. It is a story of terror, loss, and the enduring impact of trauma. But it is also a story of hope, resilience, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. The capture and conviction of Joseph James DeAngelo brought a sense of closure to a decades-long nightmare. It served as a reminder that even the most elusive criminals are not beyond the reach of the law. The legacy of the Golden State Killer will forever be etched in the annals of crime, but it is through the courage of the survivors, the dedication of law enforcement, and the advancements in forensic science that we find hope. The Golden State Killer case is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome even the darkest of times.